Yoimiya had me more excited when she was initially announced than just about any character before her. Her playstyle looked amazing, and I just knew that she and I were going to take over Teyvat together by force. Well, I got Yoimiya, and I geared her to the teeth. Today, she's one of my best built characters, and I hardly use her. Let's talk about why. I do not think Yoimiya is a bad character. What I do think is that if you are pulling for Yoimiya, you need to make sure that you want Yoimiya and understand what it is that you're pulling for. She has the potential to do a lot of damage, and I actually quite enjoy using her on bosses. But if your desire is to use her against run-of-the-mill enemies, hopefully I can help explain some of what has me not using her all that often. When Yoimiya was first announced, I was absolutely hyped for her. The only character I had been more excited for at that point in the game was Ganyu. This was already in the era where I was C6ing characters, and I knew right away I was going to C6 Yoimiya. I was going to use the crap out of her. It was going to be awesome. I was so excited. When I thought about how I wanted to use Yoimiya, I thought for sure running Yoimiya with my C6 Fischl, spamming electro charge reactions to negate the fact that Yoimiya did not do anything but single target damage. It was going to be awesome. Have a lot of AoE from spamming Oz's attacks with Yoimiya's attacks, constant reactions. It was going to be awesome. Little did I know. Those of y'all who have played first-person shooters, I think this concept is fairly common there. You might be familiar with the idea of hit scan versus projectile damage on enemies when you're shooting. That's particularly relevant with first-person shooters, and basically the difference is hit scan is you shoot and you hit something wherever your cursor was, where your crosshair was. So like if I shoot right here, I know I'm going to hit that point, and I'm going to do so right away. Oh, that's an angry hilly troll. The problem is Yoimiya and bow characters in general in this game are not hit scan. There is a travel time for the arrows to get places. So in the case of these hilly trolls up here, when Yoimiya shoots at them, she's going to shoot where this hilly troll is standing when she starts shooting, not where he winds up. Now, he ran straight at me, so that wasn't a problem. But this guy going sideways? No, of course she decides she's going to shoot the other thing instead. Basically, she's going to shoot where it was, not where it is. So if it's moving, your arrows are going to miss. So in the case of an overload reaction, where you're knocking things all over the place, your Yoimiya is going to miss half of her shots. Yeah, that is exactly why she misses all the time against slimes. It's because slimes are constantly moving and jumping and bobbing and bouncing. That creates a bit of an unfortunate situation where you're going to miss a ton of your shots. And that's just par for the course playing Yoimiya. And I just hoped fruitlessly that they would fix this and change her damage to hit scan, or at least have the projectiles track better, where if you shoot at something, they'll connect. So issue number 2 that I have with Yoimiya is this. Yoimiya can do a good amount of damage. It's based on her normal attacks. And as y'all know, there are attack chains that you get with your characters. They're defined here. And so if you do her 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 hit chains, you're going to go through a progression of all of her attacks. Let me show you what that looks like real quick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you get through all of those animations, you do all of her attacks. The 1 hit, you do a little north of 120% damage. 2 hit, you do 122% damage. You don't start ramping up the big damage numbers that she can hit until you get later in her chain. And of course, these are all at a level 10 normal attack. That's what these are. So yours might be a little different. But 158 at 3, 160, just shy of 166% at 4. And almost 190% damage at 5. So let me show you something. You shoot, dodge, because you don't want to die. Shoot, dodge, because you don't want to die. Notice how we're only ever hitting the same values in our damage, because every single time that we move, we reset her entire attack chain. She wants you to stand still and get through all of her attacks, but if you do, then you're going to wind up taking damage. And if you stand still so you can get all the attacks off, guess what? You're going to get hit. You're going to get knocked over, and you're going to wind up getting interrupted anyway. She has almost no hit points. You have to dodge constantly. Every time you dodge, you're resetting the damage that you're dealing. And you can look, you can overcome this. You can run Zhongli in your party like I'm doing. You can run Xingqiu, who provides some interruption insurance, but you know, Diona. Basically, if you run Yoimiya, I highly recommend using a strong shielding character. And again, I'm not saying she's bad. You know, I think her playstyle can be a lot of fun. It can also be very frustrating if you go in not understanding why you're not doing a lot of damage or why you're just getting absolutely pooped on. So you may have already witnessed another of the issues that I have playing Yoimiya as I've made my way through this topic, and that is you don't pick who Yoimiya attacks. Yoimiya picks who Yoimiya attacks. So let's just see if I can get this right. All right, let's just pop some cooldowns real quick. So here, I want to hit the Yeti, and I'm actually attacking the Yeti. That's incredible. All right, now I want to attack. Well, I was trying to attack the Abyss Mage, but it decided I wasn't going to. Now I'm attacking it again. But basically, you might decide, hey, I want to attack this thing, and Yoimiya is like, nope, I'm attacking this other thing. You may notice my shield ran out. I got knocked across the map and almost died. That's just Yoimiya things. You know, chat's also reminded me that there are issues with the internal cooldown on Yoimiya's auto attacks where they will not trigger elemental reactions consistently as you will experience with certain other characters, and so you lose out on damage that way too. Despite all of that, I do think Yoimiya is a fun character to play, and I think her design is a lot of fun. I feel like there was some issues with her kit that just made her frustrating, and it's unfortunate. You know, so what I will say is her single target damage against enemies that don't get knocked around when she has a nice shield and a bunch of damage buffs to make her go ham. She's solid. Like, I'm totally cool with using Yoimiya as a bosser. That is my gripes with Yoimiya. She's not a bad character. If you like her, if you love her playstyle, her character design, by all means, I'm not going to tell you not to wish for her. All I want to do is make it so that you have the information before you wish.